In this video, we go hands-on penetration testing. I'm going to show you how to extract sensitive information from firmware bin files. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome. I'm Chris and I do a lot of penetration testing and cybersecurity videos. Now, if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Also, click the bell button to get notified of my videos. Otherwise, YouTube is only gonna show you some of them, and I post frequently, so you might not want to miss any of them. Alright, now if you need penetration testing services, if you need one-on-one penetration testing coaching, or if you want to consult with me for cybersecurity matters, get in touch with me using the links in the description. It'll actually take you to my website over here. And if you want to learn how to code with Python, check out my course Python Basics, in which I teach the fundamentals of Python with an orientation towards cybersecurity. Now, I'll link in the description for that as well. Okay, now let's do some pen testing. So what I have over here is the AttackDefense Labs platform, a very neat website for cybersecurity geeks who want to train and grow their skills like in penetration testing and cybersecurity. And as I am on the dashboard over here, we can see that right now there are more than 1100 labs that you can work on, and these are categorized based on a broad spectrum of topics such as traffic analysis, offensive Python, secure code review, as we can see over here, or secure coding, reverse engineering, and so on and so forth. Now, what I like about it is that you don't have to actually run your virtual machine on your computer, and this is all on the platform. So each challenge actually spawns a terminal or a full-blown Kali Linux in the browser. And to be honest, I don't experience, or I haven't experienced lag or poor performance with this web instances. But then again, my internet connection is really good, and probably their internet connection is really good as well. Now, another thing that I want to point out is that they have a free tier as of July 2019, where you can work. So this is on the community labs over here. So you can work on a few dozen of these labs for free. Now, to get the full access to the 1100 labs, you have to pay for a subscription, and I actually pay for this subscription because I find it valuable and also a good investment of my time and money, because I always strive to become better as a cybersecurity professional and more prepared, so to speak. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to go into firmware over here, and we're actually going to start doing one of these challenges. We're going to start with the first one over here, and as you can see, it's completed. Okay, so you can choose from a very or from a variety of servers where you would actually run this challenge. So you could actually have it closer to you, so that you would probably experience less lag. So I'm just actually gonna click on run, and this is actually gonna take maybe around half a minute to be up and running. As you can see, it says running or loading, and almost done, 25 more seconds. Now, meanwhile, we can read what we have to do. So we have an OpenWRT firmware that we have to analyze in terms of security, and our mission is to actually get the root password hash and crack it. And of course, we have all tools we need in the lab. As an overview, this is actually going to be really easy. So if I click on the link, on the lab link over here, it takes me straight into the lab. And as you can see, it's on the US East region. Alright, so let's say we do an ls-a, present working directory, we're in home student, And we have over here, what we have is the firmware.bin and a password list. Okay, now in firmware or for bin analysis, one of the useful tools is binwalk. So we should have it installed. Now comment down below if you've been using binwalk and what you're using it for mostly. So let's say binwalk, and as you can see we have it installed. We have all these options and parameters that binwalk can take. We can do signature scans, different types of extractions, entropy analysis, compression, and so on. Now in our case, what we're actually going to do, and we're going to start with the most basic, with a very simple extract. So we're going to do binwalk -e and our file, the firmware.bin, and we should actually have it extracted. So if I do ls-a, we can see that there are two additional folders over here. I'm not sure if .binwalk is a folder. Let's see, .binwalk. Yeah, so it is a folder, but what we're interested in is this one over here, the firmware extracted. So if we go into firmware extracted, we do an ls-a, we can see that we have multiple files and folders over here. Now let's go into squashfs, root ls-a. Okay, and this actually looks like an ordinary Linux structure. Now once again, our mission was to retrieve the root password and crack it. So that's actually really simple, right? All we have to do is to go into etc and look into the shadow file, and we should be able to access it. So if I do, I can simply do cat etc shadow over here, and it'll gonna display the shadow file. But if I do cat etc shadow, is gonna say permission denied, because I'm doing it. I'm trying to read the shadow file of the of this virtual machine that I'm in right now. So I don't have permissions because I'm student. But if I do cat etc, and with that I'm actually trying to access this one. So without the /, so cat etc shadow, we can see the shadow file, and we have of course the root hash over here. At this point we could simply copy this root hash to another file and feed it to hashcat, because that's what we're actually going to use. So we're going to feed it, we could feed it to hashcat using the word list that we have available, that I showed you a bit earlier, or we could just feed this entire file to hashcat with that specific word list. So let's actually do just that. Let me see if it clears the screen. Okay, so if I type hashcat --help, let's see first if we have it installed. So if I type cat --help, we can see the full list of capabilities that this program has. And of course, over here, the wide spectrum of hashes it can crack, with each of them with their code number. So for our purpose, we actually need to specify the type of hash using the -m parameter, and the type of attack using the -a parameter over here. Then we have to specify the hash file and then the word list. And to be honest, that's probably one of the most basic uses of hashcat. So in our case, we'll just do hashcat -m1800, and I'm going to explain this in a moment. -a0, our file etc shadow, and also, like I said, we need to specify the word list. So home, student, and the word list. Okay, now let's just hit enter, And as you can see, it says initializing device kernels and memory. Until it's being cracked, let's actually see what we just did over here. So we're going to go to the hashcat. Okay. This is the official documentation of hashcat, and we specified the -m 1800. So let's see. Let's control F 1800. So no, not 18,000, 1800 over here. So 1800 is for SHA-512 Unix hashes. This is exactly what we had over there. And we also specified the -a parameter. So let's see, where is it? So -a, the attack mode, 0. So this is the straight attack mode. And as you can see, there are other attack modes as well. And thereafter, so after specifying the -m, the type of hash -a0, we specified the hash file, and we also specified the word list. And this shouldn't probably take that long. As we can see, this was actually cracked in a matter of less than 3 minutes over here. So the password is Q1W2E3, or for a simple combination of keys that are close to one another on the keyboard. Okay, so we could also send this output to file with the option -o. But like I said, I wanted to keep things very simple. Okay, so this was just a very basic example of combining or using binwalk and hashcat in a possible real-world scenario. Remember, only do this type of engagements in safe and legal environments and with the appropriate permissions. Comment down below if you're on the AD platform and let me know of a difficult challenge that you've solved. Now, before you go, I would really appreciate if you shared this video in your or with your cybersecurity social media circles so that we can actually grow this channel together. Also, please don't forget to check the description of this video for my Python Basics course, for pen testing services, and for one-on-one coaching. And with that said, until next time, thank you for watching.